Durst the worst?
Durst the worst.
Durst the worst.
Durst the worst.
Durst the worst.
Oh, Durst the worst.
Durst is the worst.
Durst the worst.
Durst the worst.
Durst the worst?
Durst the worst.
Durst the worst.
Damn, be white people popping off in Liverpool. So, yeah, the media is abuzz with far right, far right, far right, far right. Because the right finally snapped and burned a cop car over a group of illegal immigrants being housed in hotels as they fucking starve, you know what I mean? As the working class struggles, grinds it out and starves, you know, gets addicted to opiates or booze, gets replaced by their own government. Finally, something snapped over in the UK, and they started rioting. Like, you know, you can have your critiques about rioting, you can be for or against it, obviously, but a BLM riot over a violent criminal every other month or every other weekend versus a violent riot over a fiery but mostly peaceful protest over your kids being groomed. I mean, pick your poison, but one is obviously way more just and way more truthful than the other. So even if you're against rioting in general, I mean, peep this. For this purpose. Oh, damn.
The nonce is out!
So yeah, they lit a cop van on fire, basically. But yeah, Lord Simon contextualized, this is why the people of Knowsley are out tonight, protecting children from these lot. This incident happened earlier in the week in the area. The media will be calling everyone, quote, far right again tomorrow. Know the facts with tomorrow, which is today. But yeah, let's check. This is why they're all pissed off. Contextualize it real quick. Some groomer action. Loading.
How old are you?
25.
25. I'm only 15.
Okay, good.
That's not good.
I want.
Bad.
No, sorry.
What's up?
You don't do this in this country. It's you go to jail if you do this.
Please, I want.
No, you're not right. No. I'm 15. No, that's weird.
So that dude is literally only there because of globalist shitlib people that would call you an incel or a racist or a Nazi because you would oppose this guy being put up in a hotel in a working class white area. You know, it's just like, they're gonna call you far right, they're gonna call you a dangerous incel, they're gonna fucking call for you to be put on medication or whatever, they're gonna call for you being arrested, investigated by the FBI because you don't want this motherfucker in your country, right? And holy crap, the left is going crazy over this. I mean, they're basically, of course they're gonna falsely equivocate and, you know, ignore Antifa and BLM terrorism that we've been dealing with 99% of the time because we're at war. I mean, these people are pissed, rightfully. They're being replaced by their own government. By, like, violent third world savages that think it's okay to sexually proposition a 15-year-old when they're 25. You know, again, like, if you're against rioting, that's totally valid in these, like, spaces. It's totally valid. But, as long, you know, at least your rioting should be over something that's truthful and righteous, you know? But here we got this swarthy-looking motherfucker. I don't even know what. You're racially ambiguous Simon Harris, setting all the right people, but not necessarily in the right order. Oh, you're a shitlib, you don't know what you're talking. Really struggling to find a connection between people like our Home Secretary using the word, quote, invasion to describe migrant arrivals and the scenes in Knowsley tonight where lives are being put at risk by protesters. Really struggling. Oh, okay, because he's not quite... Or is he being snarky and sarcastic? I can't quite tell. Might be a little bit spurgy this morning. But it sounds like he's being snarky and being like, oh, I wonder if there's a connection between, like, accurately calling it an invasion and people getting fed up. I mean, I guess so, but it's the truth, so why wouldn't you say it? This terrifying thread covering what is happening in Knowsley tonight outside a hotel where refugees are housed. Thank you to officers working to disperse this, to the charities on the ground and all those standing up showing this protest doesn't reflect the people of this country. Cooks. Yeah, UK cops have like rainbows on their shit. You know? Is this the same video? Did I see this already or no?
Here's the plug, here's the plug.
Different angle.
I'm not fucking running away from that.
Damn.
Not protect the cunts. Fucking rat.
Damn, yo, white people crazy. Shit. I bet you the conservatives are gonna falsely equivocate right alongside the shit libs. You know, do a false equivocation between that and the Antifa. Like 9 times out of 10 it's an Antifa or BLM riot over like literal bullshit, like fabricated bullshit. But this time, the 1 time out of 10 or the 1 time out of 100, it's a right-wing-ish riot. You know, it's somehow the same or worse even, right? It requires like January 6th-esque panels and that sort of thing. Grim scenes from Knowsley tonight as the economic and social crisis deepen. The far right, with the tacit support of the sensible center, will capitalize on people's fear and anger to whip up racist hate. An organized fighting working class is the only antidote to this poison. Of course, the irony being, Paul O'Connell, is that the working class is who's fed up with it, and it's the bourgeois, left-wing, progressive douchebags who want globalism, who want to pump the working class white areas full of violent child grooming third worlders. That's how this dynamic works, Paul, okay? Paul, fucking retard. Look at this fucking bougie prick. Look at this fucking vegan hipster, socialist, trade unionist, legal academic. You deserve to be fucking up against the fucking wall when we win. I swear to God. Anna Oppenheim. The scenes in Knowsley and elsewhere didn't emerge out of nowhere. Every politician who talks of a, quote, invasion. Why are they fixating on that? It is an invasion. It is. If your kids are being groomed, it's on camera. Leftists like to lie by omission. If they're not lying outright, they just lie by omission and just leave out the fact that people are angry that their kids are being groomed out in the open. I thought feminists were supposed to be bitchy about that. But no, when it's a fucking brown, swarthy person, when it's an immigrant doing it, then all of a sudden they fucking have no idea it's happening. They have no idea about the grooming gangs. They have no idea about the fucking... Dude, that guy was probably given like a bunch of free food, clothes, shelter, all kinds of shit. So he has his days free to just like stalk 15-year-old white girls. And these fucking assholes, refugees as dangerous criminals, every local paper... He was! That's why they were pissed. Every local paper that publishes where asylum seekers are staying, much... Fuck you. Fuck you. It's happening in Knowsley right now. Locals reacting to local immigrants assaulting a minor. Liverpool will not stand for this. Cannot start a reaction that will be echoed. We want our kids safe. Based. Based. Fuck yeah. Yeah, I already saw that one, but... Trade unionists, anti-fascists, and faith groups gather outside the Suites Hotel in Knowsley as a show of support and solidarity for the refugees temporarily housed there. The peaceful gathering was in response to threats from far-right and fascist groups. That is so gay. You are defending child rapists. All progressives are either arsonists or child molesters. Every single one of them. And of course, I realize the irony we're talking about, like, on a video where the right, or at least just the fed-up center, or the fed-up regular everyday Joe, right, lit a cop car on fire. But again, dude, this is like the exception to the rule, and it's over something that actually happened, you know, rather than some media fabricated bullshit about, oh, poor George Floyd, poor Trayvon, you know, some bullshit made up nonsense. Poor guy that pulled a knife on a cop or something like that, you know. Yeah, in 2023, it's quote, what the fuck, Twitter? What the fuck? What the fuck? I lost where I was just out of nowhere. That is so fucking crazy. Why is it like this, Twitter? Elon, where are you at? I have to say that I'm genuinely gobsmacked that there's been no comment on this troubling violence by far-right extremists in Knowsley. From the Home Secretary, almost 24 hours have passed and no comment made and no condemnation of the violence. Well, maybe because it was, like, based on... Okay, this guy's making a stupid Disney reference. Yeah, scenes in Knowsley represent real Liverpool pavilions about as much as scenes in Mary Poppins represent real Londoners. Don't be fooled, gay. What a gay fucking... What a gay fucking comparison and reference. Wait, is this... Oh, Conti Plopkins. Okay, it's not you anymore. I remember her, though. Watkins, I think her name was. No comments from the Home Secretary, because it was a minor little fucking slip-up, or dust-up, or whatever. Again, dude, leftists like to fucking kvetch when they're the ones 9 times out of 10 rioting over some BS. You know? What the fuck? For 2 centuries, black men were all raping white kids. Then gay men were all raping straight kids. Last week, trans people were raping kids. This week, asylum seekers are raping the kids. See a fucking pattern yet? It's not about the kids. It's about bigotry and hate. What? I don't really... Sometimes I see a tweet and I don't understand exactly what side they're taking at all. Like, what perspective they're... Yeah. Yeah, last little fucking clip here. Look at this fucking idiot kvetching. This guy shouldn't even fucking be former refugee, now supervising solicitor, head of public law. So he's in Europe, graciously let in by Europeans, and he still wants to bitch about people who have a higher stake in things than he does. This video is not from a movie. It's from last night's riot held by hateful far-right outside the hotel where asylum seekers are housed. They're economic migrants and they're rapists. Fuck you. Imagine the terror people inside must have felt seeing this unfold. This is exactly what is wanted, division between communities. Right. I want to be divided from the child rapist community. You are a part of the child rapist community and the arsonist community and the BLM community and the tranny children community. Like, yeah, I very much want to be away from you. Very much so. Yeah, let's get fiery but mostly peaceful, motherfucker! Woo!
Get them out!
Put your phones away!
Someone say put your phones away? The fuck? Yeah, dude, lefties pretending to kvetch after supporting nothing but riots on the horrific scenes in Knowsley played out as police confirmed 15 arrests and an officer injured. Dude, the BLM riots resulted in, like, dozens of people killed and hundreds of people injured and probably thousands, actually. Countless people's businesses ruined, right? I mean, like, billions of dollars in property damage. And these people say this is horrific. A number of people turned up to a planned protest armed with hammers and fireworks, determined to cause as much trouble as possible. Man, shut the fuck up, wanka. So if you're white and you're standing up for young white girls, you're automatically labeled as far-right by lefty liberals. How have we ended up here? Based. Fuck yeah. You're not far-right for opposing your kids being groomed by a fucking migrant, dude. You know, what the fuck? This is really fucking gay.
Housing and the right and appropriate accommodation for people has been a really thorny and difficult issue over the last couple of months especially.
Yes, it absolutely has. And we need to remember that this is a decision made by this government in 2020 as a COVID safety measure to move people out of the ordinary asylum accommodation that had been used up until then and into hotels. And
Okay, this is fucking a bizarre angle. So, COVID. Oh, man. So why are you having a bunch of fucking migrants coming in the first place if you're afraid of COVID? It's a COVID precaution. These people are such fucking... They lie so intricately. It's so hard to disentangle their lies. So, deliberate political choice to continue to house people in hotels.
And
so wait, are you saying that's not enough? Deliberate hotels is completely inappropriate accommodations for refugees, and now it's become a target for the organized far right. That's the left's fucking beef with the fucking hotels. Not that it's like luxurious accommodation that they don't deserve. No, that it's not sufficient, and it's leaving them open for targeting in these like spaces.
Deliberate political choice to continue to house people in hotels. Everybody who works with refugees and knows about their needs and their welfare has been asking the government to move people out of hotels. It's completely...
Why should we care? Send them back!
And now it's become a target for organised far-right violent thuggery like this awful scenes that we saw last night. I mean, you have to imagine how terrified
Brits are terrible.
The men, women, and children in that hotel who have escaped.
What a traitorous bitch!
Of war and violence and
who gives a shit?
It's absolutely unacceptable.
They're savages. Leave them in their savage country.
Behaviour is justified by rhetoric that comes right from the top of our government, and I really hope that they'll take this moment to take stock of what has happened, what this hostile rhetoric and hostile policy making has led to, and to change tack completely.
Dude.
Housing and the right.
The BBC is absurd. The UK is absurd. Wow, man. This is just enjoy the decline type shit, man. Try to enjoy the decline. Riots breaking out everywhere. Shit libs lying constantly. Government's trying to replace white people. White people can't even get mad about it or indignant about it. You know, the act of opposing your own replacement is especially violent, right? Even just speaking out against it. I'm sure there's some shitlib out there that's gonna fucking lie. Shut the fuck up, dude. Rioting in general is not good. But again, I reiterate, if you're gonna riot over something, make sure that it's something that actually is true, right? And that's actually righteous, okay? That's all I gotta say about that. In my mind.